except for Toner, I guess.
They need masks.
No, they've already said it's recommended anywhere like shopping and stuff. So you guys are getting.
Again, I don't need masks.
Here, give it time.
Kelly might.
No. Melbourne is mandatory, and the Premier has said if it's not possible to social distance, then you should have a mask. And I have also got a message from the blood bank. They also want me to wear a mask.
Oh yeah, I gotta go do that. Ugh. Actually, it means I get to ride my motorbike, and I have a reason.
Set that up.
Went for a run on Sunday down to the local lake. There was a cop car sitting in the parking lot, just sitting there with a notebook and just going like, everyone that drove in was great to watch.
I thought you guys were a bit more beat up than you're looking. I suppose you did just complete a short rest, though.
Yeah,
Did you do a long rest?
we did. And then we fought that big fight, and then we short rested afterwards.
Yeah, you guys had a really epic fight last session.
Yeah, we almost died, remember?
I did nothing.
So close to dead.
Wait, we didn't long rest. I switched my spells already. Oh, I switched one of them.
Yeah, you haven't long rested.
I'll switch them back.
Feel like I have forgotten to set something up.
I feel like I can't remember what my other spell should be.
Let's see.
I updated my iPhone to the beta iOS 14.
Are you telling us it broke?
Hey?
Did it break it?
It broke a couple of apps. Yeah, the app that I've been using quite a lot, Pokemon Go, is completely broken, so I can't use that anymore. That's a bit sad. Most of the other apps work, or they have little bugs. My painting app is the other one, which causes me the most grief because it just constantly have black boxes until you refresh the screen somehow by either swiping left or right. And then that fixes that for me. The other apps I've used have worked okay. But I enjoy playing with the on-screen widgets. They're pretty cool.
Did you say widgets?
Yeah.
No one uses them anymore. We all moved on.
The other cool thing I like is being able to hide all of my apps from the home screen and just have a searchable programs.
Or you can have a folder.
Yeah, you can have folders, but you got to swipe left and right quite a fair bit. I've still got a couple of folders for my work apps and social media stuff and gaming things. Got 3 folders for that, and the other ones just sort of sit there. Nah, it's not going to show you. It's too bright, I think. Oh yeah, there you go. Cool. You can have like stackable widgets, and you can just cycle them through.
Oh no, we know how widgets work out.
Yeah.
We have for 10 years.
What do you mean this is new? What do you mean you've seen this before? This just came out.
Pretty sure you can't stack them on Android.
If someone builds one, they can. Like, you just find a widget that's called stackable widget. It'll be in the App Store or the Play Store or whatever it's called.
I don't know. Pretty happy with it.
Ah, see if there's the Urban Dictionary widget. It's the best one I ever had. Gives you a random Urban Dictionary word every day, and you get all the fun like meanings of it. Learn so. In fact, I'm going to reinstall that now.
The other thing that I got today.
Oh, you got the ball bearings.
Yeah, they mucked up the order. I ordered 2 packets and got 1.
Which ones are they?
The army painter ones. Badger
Yep.
sort of made a comment that you can probably just go to any ball bearing shop and just get steel.
You can, but even if they say stainless steel, they're not necessarily stainless steel.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they can just be a protective coating that still corrodes away. So if you before you risk it, you put them in an empty dropper with salt water, and then see what it looks like after 2 weeks. And if there's 0 corrosion, you're good. That's if you buy them from anywhere. But those army painter ones have been tested and tested and tested. The other ones that I've got, they're called hematite beads, and hematite is it's like a rock. It's a natural rock that is naturally heavier.
What are you using them for?
As agitators for my paint pots.
Yeah. I don't know about the Citadel paints. Yeah, like that. Because the Citadel paints are a bit easier to agitate than the ones that I've got, because I've got army painter paints and they're really thick at the bottom and it's hard to agitate them properly without that.
Yeah, I've got a couple of really bad paints that I've sort of been going through. I've been giving each one a really good shake as I had the agitator in. But there's just been a couple that even the agitator won't save it. And even when I dump in a heap of Lamy and medium and such. I mean like they are dried to the bottom. Like,
oh yeah.
they're long gone.
You'll need paint medium if you want to try and save that.
No, that was where I was getting to the point of like even my paint medium is not saving it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've got those bamboo skewers that I use to help mix it up if it's still being a bit.
I just use the end of it, an old paintbrush. Shove it
Yeah, I don't have that many paintbrushes though.
Oh yeah, cool. Have you still been painting?
Not for about a week or so. I've got a few here that are primed and ready to go, but I've just been doing other stuff. I've got also a number of figures that I need to prime as well, but I haven't had a good day to do it.
These guys are starting to take shape.
Yeah, nice.
Hold on, I'll manually adjust my zoom.
think you muted yourself at the same time.
I shouldn't have muted myself.
But yeah, they're looking pretty good.
Changing the focus.
Yep. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. Hey, nice. You still got a bit more detail to go on the shield?
Yeah, a fair bit. So this is just the base colors blocked out and then shaded, excluding the face because it'll get a contrast treatment.
Yep.
The blue is the only thing that's sort of highlighted at this.
Yep, nice.
The guy here. Yeah, just starting to
Ooh, very nice.
go
You
up.
using magnets for interchangeable weapons?
Nah, no, these are the Space Marine Heroes range. They just come as a single sculpt, and they all push to fit. So
Nice.
find the pose.
Hey, Bounty.
Hello.
What's been happening, Bunny?
Work.
Nice.
Yep.
Bondi hard to hear for anyone else.
I was speaking quietly.
Yeah, I'd say
No,
he's
it
normal.
just- Okay.
Is
Sounds
it
a
because
bit
I
odd.
whistled? How do I sound now?
You're good. You're good.
That's
I think
better.
it was good
Yeah.
you were fiddling around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
talking
just.
down or something.
Daddy's just imagining things.
Oh, all the imagining of things.
And the beauty of imagining how you're going to survive this session.
I'll
I'm
be scared
fairly
this session.
sure the people we heard walking around outside were just the guards, like from the thing, come to look at us. They're like, "Oh, we found the house all looted," and they just didn't know about the secret room, so they never found us. It's my guess.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
As in, I don't know, whatever guard group wearing. Wow, teacher's lab.
The one time we don't make any effort to remove the bodies.
Hey, I suggested it.
You're all pretty quick into going into that rest. But anyway, we're ready to go.
Yeah, I've got my wild shapes. We're all safe for another 2 hours.
Do you get both back after a short rest?
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
recharge.
I'm making this next fight harder.
His confidence returned. Look at that grin.
Yeah, I'll be able to do something other than, I don't know, he's a good berry guy. Here's another one, friend.
Did we
Get
finish
sucker
the
punched
rest?
by an old lady.
Yeah. So last time, you guys entered back into underneath the manor after letting Satir and Fallister go, and you continued your exploration based off the advice that Fallister gave you about some secret doors on the southern canal. And after wandering through, you very quickly found one secret door. And as you pressed it open, there was a large crunching sound as the door rubbed against the floor. And as you entered, you saw Amric Van Thamper along with his mother, Duke the Lamra Van Thamper, who very quickly alerted to your presence and hastily attacked. After some very intense fighting back and forward with Izzy being knocked down and revived, Amric let off a smoke bomb, which led to Thalamra's escape into a northern room. You made chase after the smoke bomb dissipated and subsequently killing Amric, only to find a barbed devil along with 4 cult worshippers in the room waiting to attack you back. The fierce combat went back and forward with Rock being punched unconscious by Duke Thalamra. And Dinesh, did you go down as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Dinesh dropping very
all had a
quickly.
turn.
I don't think Hevel dropped though at any point.
Yeah, he
You
did. Yeah.
Okay, so each of you dropping in that fight.
Was Hevel twice?
I think
just
so.
once.
Just once.
You got me up.
Close.
Someone was twice.
Look, does it really matter, guys?
And with Rhea going blow to blow with the barbed devil for quite some time, you finally managed to overcome all of the cultists, the Duke herself, and that final barbed devil. Exhausted, you took reprieve into the hidden room to the south and completed a short rest, only to be not interrupted, but to hear the discovery of your work in the room above by some roaming voices. And that is where we kick off this session. You have completed your short rest, and now you're ready to move on. What do you do?
We find the vault.
Do
And
we
they
know?
talk about it.
Vault.
Do we know how many voices we heard?
You heard a pair.
Okay.
So, shall we just continue going along these southern walls?
Yes.
I think we should, but first, I think we should check the other room and maybe steal the cloaks and masks of the cultists. Maybe disguise ourselves now.
No, because then the town guard will think we're cultists, arrest us, and we'll go to jail.
We can take them off before we leave.
Is there any? Were there any dwarves we fought?
No.
Rock thinks this is a foolish idea and continues on through the door without everyone.
Okay, so you push open the door and it lets open the loud scraping sound that you heard before when you previously opened the door. But the door's now open and you're free to move out.
I'm just thinking they know Duke is dead, but they don't know Americ is dead. We could potentially try to be him or pretend to be his guard.
We could say he had everyone killed because he wants to take power and he's gone into hiding. Done.
I
Look,
say, if we see any more of these dickhead cultists and guards, we just murder them. None of this. Oh no, we're pretending to be someone. No, we just kill them. By the way, did we check the bodies of the Duke?
Yes, one of you did search, I believe. Sing out if
One of
you
us did.
wanted. Maybe it was you, Rock, because one of you has received a keyring that was on her person.
I think I got the keyring.
I didn't write it down, so
It had 2 keys, and that was about it.
Just going back, and yes, you also, one thing I forgot to recap is that you analyzed the angel statue that was in the room, found that the head was hollow, successfully knocked it over, and received a +1 mace that has this special light ability that has been given to Hevel.
Yeah, I did.
why do we get a weapon for the guy who can't whack?
Because it's a maze.
Well, now we can whack.
Okay, so
To whack.
Rock and Hevel, you're pushing out. And
I'm
continuing
scanning
your
this
rest.
top wall
I'll
for
follow.
more entrances to vaults.
And don't forget, Hevel, you have control of Rhea. She's happily following you along.
Right. Yep. Well, yeah, I'll take the southern sort of wall and walk along there, opposite Rock and the others.
When I get to the corner, I walk out and then I'm casually just glancing up this way alright.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
also
looking at
checking the southern wall as I
Yep.
go along.
So moving along, Rock, you don't feel any hidden walls or indents into that northern wall, and likewise, Hevel and Dinesh, you don't feel anything on the southern wall. Rock, you look around into that long hallway, and you see it's dimly lit at points by the green lanterns hanging from the roof, but you see no movement or nothing else at this stage.
I pull out one of the sensors I picked up just so that we're giving off a smell.
Okay. The sensor is currently not burning.
Can I light it?
As you open it up, you see that the incense that was currently in the sensor has fully burnt out.
Fuck. Throws it in the creek.
And you get to this intersection here, and you see a door to your south.
prod Hevel towards the door.
I prod Raya towards the door. Raya, open the door.
Rhea said she accepts and opens the door.
Raya looking at you slightly confused, saying, "Don't you guys normally do this?"
Ready a
It's a
fire.
hard day.
So Raya puts a hand on the door handle, gives it a jiggle. It's locked.
Who can pick locks?
Wait,
Fine.
Izzy, you have the keys.
Yes.
Use your keys, but pretend you're lockpicking.
I was going to hand Ray the keys. Alright, I'll try the keys.
Okay. You try the first one. Give it a little jiggle. Doesn't work. You put in the second lock. Give it a jiggle, and you get that distinct click as it turns fully. The door is now unlocked.
I now stand back.
I hand Izzy a good berry for being a good boy.
I tie off the apprehension and I just open the door.
Okay. You open the door handle and push open the door, and you see inside this room that it contains 4. Oh, hang on. Let me read it
Chests.
for you.
And
No.
a full suit of
All
plate mail
cultists.
armor.
No, you've got your loot. It's our turn. Actually, Fuzzy, it's you or me.
Yeah.
And something for a hyena.
Something for a high. Okay, so you see that this room contains 4 wooden tables with 2 small wooden coffers atop each one. Hanging on the wall opposite the door is a beautiful golden shield. Standing in front of the shield is an old man in plain garments carrying a lit candlestick. As he turns to face the door, you see that his shadow on the far wall doesn't match his form, but appears to be the shadow of a pudgy, horned fiend with small wings.
I look at him and I'm like, prophetically speak, what was shall be, and I nod.
Just as a side note, Hevel, what is your god that you follow?
Sunni.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, it's the one of
The hot
tits
one.
and wine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk into the room, Rhea immediately puts her arm out to halt each of you, and she says, "Thavius, what's going on? What have you done?" And she's identified this man to you as Thavius Krieg, the person you were looking for.
Walked right into it.
Give me 1 sec.
Guys, what animal should I be?
Um,
Any requests?
do we want to wait till he shadow attacks and we find out what it does first?
Nah, you don't. I won't be alive that long. I've got to preempt that shit.
Demon? Not an old man.
Tank.
So whoever's got the most health.
All right. Sorry about that. So, also, as you enter into the room, Izzy, you hear a distinct voice in your head, one that you've heard before, saying, "Oh, finally you're here. Maybe you can help me in my predicament, and I can help you in yours."
Oh.
I announce I'm hearing things again.
Okay.
When was just before we when was the last time that you heard these voices? I can't remember.
In the basement, was it?
It was while you were doing your long rest.
Yeah.
Okay. Thavius turns away to face you, and so he turns away from the shield, and he says, "Rhea, what are you doing here? What brought you into Baldur's Gate?" And she turns back to say, "Have you? I need to find out what happened to Elturel. Have you not heard? We need some more information as to what's going on to the city." And Thavius turning back saying, "Ah, I was lucky to escape the city when I heard what had happened. I heard that it had been sunk down into Avernus."
I'm just gonna walk up behind Rhea
Mhm.
and very quietly just whisper to her and say, "Have you noticed the shadow?" And only loud enough for her to hear.
As you enter the room, Thavius takes notice that there is more than just Rhea and Hevel, and he says, "Who are these people with you, Rhea? Who are these ones that you've brought along?" And she says, "Oh, these are some companions that are helping me to find out what's going on with Elturel. They have assisted to try and find you. Yeah, this is Hevel and Thanesh, and then outside we've got Rock and Izzy with us." And as you've approached her and said about the shadow, she says, "What do you mean, what shadow? I see a shadow on the wall, but what do you mean?"
So I'll point out, like, I can clearly see that doesn't match the form, right? It doesn't look like a human. It's like a demon.
It has horns.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'll mention that detail. I'll point out and say, "Look, his shadow doesn't match. And with horns, you can not see that."
Give me a quick sec.
Are we gonna have to fight Rhea?
It sounded.
In that battle.
Just run.
Ray was our DPS.
Maybe we shouldn't have healed her. Left her nearly dead.
She turns to you and says, yeah, I can see what you mean by the horns, but what does that mean? What does that got to do with anything? Surely Thavius is not bad. Must just be a trick in the lights."
I'll attempt to persuade Rhea that he might not be who he seems. Proceed with caution.
Okay, yeah, make a persuasion check.
While Darty's rolling, can we see is there any lights, candles, or anything in the room?
I think I said there's lights. Hang on, no.
I rolled a 1, not natural.
Wait, have you got a negative to your persuasion?
I do.
There'll be candles on the tables to light the room. The room is lit up.
I will use prestidigitation to make the candles glow brighter.
Okay. The room's already well lit, but the candles are now getting stronger in light. As you try to convince Rhea adamantly turns to you and says, "No, Thavius, he's a priest of Torm. He is a good man. I know it. We learned all about Torm, and he's my fellow priest as well. And I know when he's a good man."
Rock orders this, questions Thaddeus, and says, "Hey, what's up with your shadow?"
Don't know what you're talking about. My shadow is myself.
Nah, it's not. You don't have horns.
It must just be a trick with the light. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, we've freed you. Come on, let's go. We defeated your captors. We assume that's why you're here.
Go to where? No, I was brought here by Duke Thalamra to help examine some artifacts for her.
Oh.
I walk up to him and I take my holy symbol from my pouch and I press it against him and I'm like, "Reveal yourself, fiend!" And I physically touch him with the holy symbol.
Yeah, imprint his forehead.
Okay. He sees you approach, protruding this holy symbol into him, and he's a bit taken back. He's like, "What are you doing? Why are you bringing me that symbol? What are you trying to do?"
Have I touched him? Have I touched him with?
Yes, you have made contact with him.
You're now.
You're revealed by your shadow, fiend. Give it up.
So are you, just out of curiosity, are you doing a spell of some sort to try and do anything, or?
No, he's just doing superstitious stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's performing an exorcism. Let him do his work.
Cleric of Sunni compels you.
I try and message the shadow.
Okay. So we'll get to that. Hevel, your Thavius looks at you confused and bewildered, and he's like, I am not corrupted. I don't know what you're talking about. But this tirade is very weird.
Guys seem like he's telling the truth.
Make a insight check.
My God, getting the great rolls out. 3.
You believe he's telling you the truth, but there's a lot of weird and obscure things happening right now that you're not entirely sure. Izzy, you hear in your head, the old fool is lying to you all. He is trying to use you much as he was trying to use me. Let me help you.
I message him back. How's he trying to use you?
You get no response from the shadow.
I messaged Rhea. And I said, the shadow just spoke to me. And he said Thaddeus is lying to us all.
So Rhea gets your message, and she whispers back to you saying, a shadow messaging you? I don't understand it. How does that happen?
I send another message to say, well, if it was his shadow, it would have been Thaddeus responding.
Are you sure it was his shadow? Has the voice sounded like Thaddeus?
Would I know?
So make a what is it? Yeah, make a
Like hearing the message versus hearing Thaddeus now, would that be audibly different?
actually, no, I won't make you do a check. Yes, they are, based off your passive perception, they are distinctly different voices.
I report that to Rhea.
It's very strange. She says, that's very strange. I don't believe it's Thaddeus. I don't believe Thaddeus is bad.
Would my experience as a cleric give me any insight as to this situation and potential fiend that might be hiding itself, the shadow, anything?
Make a religion check, please.
17.
You've heard of people being corrupted before. You've heard of things being altered when from their normal self as a corruption might seep in. You also have an understanding that a priest who is following a god would have some level of spellcasting ability as well.
Priest who is holding a god have some spellcasting ability. Okay.
He's a cleric too.
I say in Infernal to Thavius, I say, Thavius, tell me about this shield here. And I say it in Infernal.
Thavius responds back in Infernal to you, saying, "This is what the Duke needed me to examine. We believe that it's causing some of the wrongdoing in Baldur's Gate."
And then I say back, you wouldn't mind if I destroyed it here and now?
He says to you, "Good luck. This shield refers to himself as the Hidden Lord. He might have some troubles destroying that."
I cast Sacred Flame against the shield.
One sec. Okay. That's a spell DC, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So it is Dexterity save 13.
Okay.
That's a shield.
Your sacred flame engulfs the shield entirely, and has no effect to it. But you hear a voice come out to you saying, "Oh, that's a bit silly of you now, isn't it? Besides, you are not powerful enough or worthy enough to hold my power."
I turn and I'm like, did you guys hear that?
Did we hear that?
You did not.
Like, something just spoke to me in my mind.
At the same time, Izzy, you hear in the similar voice that you've heard before, "Your companion's a mighty stupid one. I'm glad I've chosen you for the task." You don't hear that, by the way, Hevel.
I respond and ask, what task is it you need?
I'm here to help you to save Elturel. You take me with you on your travels, and we will get to Avernus together, and I can help you release the city.
What I message him back and say, what assurances do we have that you can save Elturel?
I am a demigod inside this shield. I have many powers that can help you and your friends, and most importantly, save all of the lives of that in Elturel. You have my word.
If you're in the shield, how are you a shadow?
I am not this man's pudgy little shadow. That is his own undoing.
So there's another creature in the room?
There's no other creatures. While this conversation is going on, Rhea and Thabius are just having a back and forth of what's going on in Elturel, why he's here in Baldur's Gate, but nothing of major significance or importance has been said to you at this point.
Rocks forward and starts rifling through what's on this table.
Okay. Rock, you open up the two coffers that are on that table there. The first one, you see a number of electrum ingots. And in the second one, you find a large amount of gold coins.
I, turn to Finesse and go, hey, that disc, you might be useful again. Like, that's what I'm going to show you. And I call him over.
Alright, I'll go and have a look.
While you're rifling through, Thavius breaks away from his conversation with Rhea and he says, What are you doing with that stuff in here? That is property of the Van Thampus.
Oh no, they're dead. It's all good.
They're dead? Why?
Oh yeah, I tried to tell you just before. We killed everyone. It's all good.
What? Why have you killed everyone? What?
Well,
Why
we
are
all
they
came
dead?
in this room, right? And then shit went fancy. So we killed everyone. And a lot of guards too. Like, holy shit. If we weren't already digging our way down to hell.
He looks, as you've said this, gets very nervous, looking slightly scared.
I hand one of the electrum ingots to the mesh and go, look, we're gonna be rich. This is worth something, right?
Rhea, seeing the nervousness on Thavius, goes to comfort him and says, "It's okay. We're here to we're here to get you out of here anyway. Yeah, you don't want to be caught up with these people. We believe that they're responsible for what's happened to Elturel." He gives a very nervous and shaky nod.
I say, I think this man's corrupted. I don't think we're taking him anywhere.
Rhea says,
Oh.
corrupted? Surely you mean the shadow, or what are you talking about?
The shadow on him, he looks like a fiend. There's something else in this room that's whispering to us. It's not safe. Something's not right here.
How big is the shield? Is it oversized? Is it something that someone would just pick up and bear?
Sorry, there's a whole page that describes it. It's pretty cool.
I think that means it can't be important, guys.
It's a standard size shield that could be worn by a person in this group. It is currently hanging on the wall, though.
I pointed the shield to Headbull and I'm like, hey, how about we trade these? You get the shield and we get everything in the chest.
The shield held a demon.
You don't know that yet.
We know there was a shield down here.
I cough.
There's whispers in here. It's pretty sus. Like, I would go for that shield.
I'm
What
like,
if we ask Thavius, what does he know about the shield? How is the demon released from it?
Are you guys talking amongst yourselves, or are you asking me?
You.
So you want to ask Thavius what he knows about the shield?
Yeah, and how the demon's released from it.
He responds to you and says, I haven't been able to find out that level of information yet. The Duke brought me here because she needed to ascertain the magical properties of this shield, and she said that they acquired it from a crypt under the city.
So what have you been doing to the shield while you've been in here?
Been, just trying to channel my energies into it to find out what this creature is doing, or what this shield is doing. He spoke to me once, but I never heard anything more once I started, trying to find out more.
And what did he say to you?
He said that he would be able to help me with any task that I needed.
In return for what?
I don't know. Didn't quite get that far.
I'll pipe in and say, well, he wants to go to Avernus. He claims he can bring back El Terrell.
Turn and I'm like, that's detail.
Yes, we've been chatting.
I see.
I asked Thavius. Actually, go to Izzy first. I'll walk up to Izzy and I'll ask, hey, have you got that puzzle box? Can I have it?
I hand it to Thanesh.
Discreetly. And I'll say to Izzy, just watch Thavius and just take note of his reaction. And I'll walk, and I'll be 10 feet away from Thavius. I'll hold out the puzzle box so he can see it. And I'll ask him, heard that you know about this. And I'm just trying to see if he begins to panic or, trying to see what his reaction on this puzzle box is.
He says to you, what do you mean? I haven't quite seen this object yet. And I'll get you to make a insight check as well.
A little bit better this time. I'm climbing slowly. 10.
You don't feel he's being 100% truthful in his response.
Did I notice him react? A tell?
You're welcome to do an insight check as well.
One.
You didn't see any change in his mannerisms at all.
Damn it, Izzy's looking at the coins over what Rock's rifling through. As I say to Davis, no. Tell me the truth. I know you're lying. What do you know about it?
Can I get you to make an intimidation check, please?
Ah, I rolled good, guys. Where's mine? 18.
You question him more intently, and as you fire off, you find that he can no longer hold his composure, and he starts breaking down. He's letting out some tears, and he says he says under a bit quieter, but quite confessionally, saying, "Okay, it was me. I was the cause of El Terrell going down into Avernus. I signed a deal with someone I shouldn't have, to try and originally save Avernus, but when the deal was up, the town was sunk down. I've been brought here to do the same for Baldur's Gate, and this shield was trying to help me to do it." At the same time, Izzy, you hear in your head, "This old fool isn't strong enough to do that again, but I can help you. I can give you the power to release El Terrell."
I say at what cost?
There will be no cost to you. This is just me doing what a god would do.
No cost to me. But what to Baldur's Gate? That's where I make my money.
Baldur's Gate is not of my interest. My interest is to bring El Terrell back to its former glory. And sorry for the monotone voices. This is the Hidden Lord saying that, not Tavius.
Do we know the Hidden Lord's name?
You can ask him.
I shall ask. What is your name?
My good, powerful sir. My name is Gargath.
Well, Gargath, why did you sink El Terrell to begin with?
I had nothing to do with El Terrell sinking in. As you just heard, it was this old fool and the devil, the deal that he signed with the devil. I'm trying my best to bring it back up.
Would that make you also a devil?
No, I am a celestial being.
Would this conversation that Izzy is having be at all apparent in his mannerisms to us? That something like he might be talking to someone in his mind? Would he seem distracted or anything?
I'll get you to make a perception check for me, please.
11.
You are focused on the conversation in hand between Thavius and Thanish.
Okay. I think I would probably pipe in and say, if the demon's in this shield, we should take it with us and take it to someone who can either destroy it or protect it.
I asked Gargamoil, or message him, how is it that you can restore El Terrell?
Take me into Avernus, and from there I can be released from this shield, and I can use my celestial power to break the bonds that is holding El Terrell to Avernus.
And how would we do that?
Why he wants to do it.
Sorry, Rock?
Ask him why he wants to do it, Fuzz.
We can't hear this though.
Yeah, you can't hear this conversation that's going on until he shares with you.
Like, why?
Your next question.
Yeah, sorry. Say it again, Izzy, your question?
I was asking how he can restore El Terrell.
That I can't be 100% sure on until I get to Avernus and see what is happening to the city. But you have my word that me as a celestial being will help you on your quest. but all I ask in return is some of your protection. There is a secret society within Baldur's Gate and the outer cities that is constantly trying to use me for bad. You know, I want to be used for good. This secret society does not want that.
Is Thaddeus part of any of those secret societies?
Thaddeus is a weak old fool who is going to be his own undoing.
What about the vampires? How did you get in their basement?
They, hang on. I think there is a line about this. Well, one thing this old man got right was that I was found in a crypt under the city. I'd been buried there long ago to be shielded away from a secret society until someone worthy enough has found themselves to use my powers for good. I believe that is you.
And what do you think of the Cult of the Dead 3?
Nuisances.
What was Rock's question again?
Why?
Why do you want
to do it?
Alright. Why do you want to restore El Terrell?
Think of my restoration to El Terrell is my way of giving back, of releasing me from this bond, where I can continue to go and do good. What has happened to El Terrell is a real shame because of a corrupt man in front of you. I want to undo that. I want to give those people back their life.
I sort of turn to the group and interrupt. I say, what do we know about Gargamel? Gargamel?
Gargath.
Garga. I'm thinking from the evil dude from the Smurfs.
What does the shield look like? What's the depictions on the front of it? Is it celestial and good, or is it like demonic and...
I'll see actually if I can share a picture. I was going through some functions of Roll20. I think it's got the picture on there. 1 second. But keep going, keep talking. I'll get back to that one.
Well, did someone need to do a history check on Gargath? Choose.
We know nothing about this conversation. Maybe you should tell us.
Yeah, what do you know about Gargath? Who's Gargath?
Gargath claims to be a demigod in the Shield, and he claims he wants to do good and restore El Terrell. The only way we can do that is to go to Avernus. He also says Thaddeus is a fool.
A fool.
Yes.
Alright. Strong's dead.
Shit.
Well, I wouldn't trust anything that
here we
this thing is saying to you. So we should take it to people who know better.
Can you all see that on Roll20? Did that happen?
I don't see
D20?
Roll20.
Is that the 10?
Where am I looking?
Do you want to share? Oh no. No, that's going to give away too much information. Okay, so it is a brilliant golden shield that has a number of inlay squiggles on it that sort of resembles a bit of hair, and there's the detail on it does give it a visage of a face. There is 2 eyes, 2 like wide snout like or nostril like areas, and there is an open mouth with a row of jagged teeth. Its shape is more along the sides of a kite shield that has carved etching cutouts of it. Actually, I'll see if I can I'll bring this up to the picture.
Well, it doesn't look particularly. Look,
It's
it looks a
it's
little
like the mix of both worlds. It looks scary yet calming at the same time.
Yeah, it could just be an intimidating, like, fighter's shield, really. Doesn't
When
look
did
that
you
dark.
know a nice guy to have pointy teeth?
Does the Nesh recognize any of the...
Any of the what? Sorry.
imagery? Would he recognize that as weird, something to be reveled?
I'll get each of you to make a history check because Izzy did ask. So minus Izzy, each of you make a history check.
Natural one. Roll.
Natural 20.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Is it
That's
worth
10
me rolling
divided.
as well?
Yeah. You roll as well. Yeah. Rock, where'd you get?
A 4.
Nice.
I got a 2.
All right, so Rock, Izzy, Thanesh, you guys think back, but you have not heard of Gargath before. Looking at the shield, it just looks like a finely crafted, a bit intimidating shield at times. Hevel, you yourself have not heard of Gargath before, but what you understand about shields in your war cleric background, you are a war cleric, aren't you?
Light cleric.
Light cleric. God damn it, I always get them wrong. All right, what you understand about shields from your cleric training is that the depictions of a aggressive or an intimidating sight on the shield does not necessarily dictate its alignment, as it may be used as an intimidation focus on the people that you're trying to fight.
Yeah.
But looking at this shield visage, it doesn't let you don't feel easy looking at it.
All right. Well, I say to the others that, yeah, it could just be any old fighter's shield on the battlefield. It looks intimidating. That's not surprising for a shield, but I get a really bad feeling about this. And we've already been told that they're trying to pull a demon out of a shield, and there's something talking to us, and it's, I don't like this. We need to take the shield and let's take it to the most powerful religious group in the city and see
Right.
if they know about it.
Suggest pick it up. You're the only one here with a god that can, help you out. So pick it up, and we'll make sure you. If any of us are going to tank her up, we'd prefer it to you.
All right.
So
Sorry,
while
what's
you
on the
guys are
walls?
walls.
I'm just going to suggest that instead of somebody touching it, that we wrap it.
Okay. So the walls that you see, there's nothing on the walls. They are just plain. Looks to be heavily set in stone walls. And while all this conversation is going on, Thavius, given his confession to causing Elturel to be sunk down, Rhea breaks down. She is upset and crying and can't believe that someone that she looked up to in life has been the cause of this. And you see her get some rope out of her traveler's pack, and she starts binding up Thavius, saying, "You will answer for this, Thavius. We will take you in, and you will tell us how we can make this right."
Say to Rhea, he's been corrupted. He might be healed in the future. And I pick up the shield.
Yep. And she turns to you and says, "We must help him to be healed. We must help undo all of this where we can." And you approach the shield, and you can freely remove it off the wall. And you hear the voice in your head that you've heard it before. Give me to the tiefling. I don't want you holding on to me."
Can I communicate? I don't know how to communicate with it, but maybe I think to myself as if I'm speaking, and I say, "Why do you want me to give it to him?"
Because he is the one more powerful here than all of you.
You like power.
He's the one strong enough to release me from this.
All right. And I say to the others, so apparently this thing wants me to hand the shield to Izzy. It deems him powerful enough to release him.
Yeah, suck it.
So I vote we keep this as far away from Izzy as we can. I bag the shield, and I say to the others, let's take this shield to someone who knows more of this.
Do we notice the shadow change when he bags up the shield?
There is no change to Fabius's shadow.
Okay. So when I was randomly messaging the shadow, it was reflecting off the wall and hitting the shield, and the shadow is still just a shadow.
No. Fabius's shadow is still the same pudgy, horned
Yeah.
visage. Yeah, sorry.
But that's indicating that's not what I was getting a response from a message.
Now that Thavius is broken down, I'll walk over to him. I'll turn him to face his own shadow and say, "Can you please explain the horn visage that we're seeing? Do well for your redemption."
As you turn him, he looks at the shadow and he says, I can't understand why that's happened or why this is changing. There was nothing in the contract that said that this would go on.
What was the contract?
The contract was for Elturel. It was for its protection, and ultimately led to its undoing. The contract is inside that puzzle box you hold in your hands.
Been told that is the case. How can we unlock it?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Don't know, or you don't want to tell us?
I don't know. He says as he's getting more and more upset.
I crack up laugh. So the devils you made a deal with have taken Elturel to Avernus where they can protect it. That's the deal.
So does he look truthful when he's saying "I don't know," or is he
Make-
just trying to get off the subject?
Yeah, make an insight check.
15.
He appears truthful to you.
In my
Box
mind,
out of sight.
I ask Garguth, how would the tiefling free you? Now, I know that he said to Izzy that he would take him into Avernus. Is he willing to say the same thing to me?
He does. He says that yes, if you take me to Avernus, I will help you, but when we get to Avernus, I must be welled by the tiefling.
Okay, well, I tell the others that. So everyone knows that now.
Is that
And then I
alive?
vote, we should find the other room. Now, I don't know if this was the vault or if this was something else, but there was another secret room, wasn't there?
Yes.
Right.
Possibly.
that's my vote.
Yes. A third.
You do recall being told of 2 secret doors and 1 other door, given that this door that you've entered in is being visible to you.
Oh, yeah, yep.
I keep traveling through everything, not actually picking up any of the gold or anything because I don't care. Looking for anything else of use.
Okay.
I assist,
Yep, I'm going to go through the stuff as well.
and I
All
take 2 handfuls of gold.
Yeah, I'd like to take some gold with me.
Okay, so Rock, you've made actually quite a good headway as you've not been too interested in the conversation that's going on, and you've just been focused on what's going on in the chess, and you've actually managed to open up each of them while that interaction is going on. So we've already gone through the first 2, moving anti-clockwise down, so down to 3 and 4. You can see that they also both of them contain a large amount of gold coins in them. As you get around to the 5th one, you find that there are 2 pieces of a broken ceremonial-looking dagger. The blade is curved and ivory, and there looks to be some runes on there. And there's a bone hilt that is wrapped in leather, and it has some studded beautiful looking gemstones in there.
I pick up the 2 pieces and hand them over to Dinesh. Be like, hey, what's this?
Recognize them?
As you look over it, you do recognize the runes. They are in Draconic, and it spells out the word Fang. Fang, yes. As you hand it over to him. Oh, so yeah, go.
Yeah, I'll pocket it.
Yep. So add one broken ceremonial dagger.
Oh, no, I'm not giving that to you. I want you to like identify it. Like, you're the guy with the identify spell. Like,
Alright, well,
figure it out.
well, you give it to me. I'll hold on to it, and then when we have a spare moment, I'll see if I can reveal some more.
Yeah, I give him a look. I'm like, all I'm hearing is bone weapon, like armor stat things. You can't hold metal weapons. Yeah, I can tell you.
Alright, well,
Yep.
Alright, so Rock, you're gonna hold on to it. I'll look at it
Yeah,
later.
I'll give it to you to figure out.
Moving around, in box 6 and 7, you see a large amount of platinum coins. And in the final one, you see 20 gemstones. Now, give me 1 second. Yeah, 20 blue colored gemstones.
A lot of stuff here.
I'm rich. I get to open up that brothel I've always wanted.
Don't forget, like upstairs, we've still got all those chests that I left there in the room I found because I only looted the items, not the gold.
Where was that, sorry?
Didn't we upstairs in the main mansion find like lots of gold and stuff? I just never picked it all up. There was
I
in the
remember
chest
that.
where I got the equipment. It's written here. The cameo, the jewelry box, the hairbrushes, and the perfume.
In Duke's room.
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
because I believe I left like there was gold or something in one of the chests. I don't know. Rock just never picks it up.
You picked up, so you picked up the perfume, the hairbrush, and the jewelry box.
And the platinum cameo in the shape of the cat because it's
Yep.
the same as Snugglepuss. And I've got 2 thin vials written here. I'm not
Yep.
sure what they are, but I was just going to throw them at something one day and see what happened.
Those vials, you've looked at them at another point, and they are healing potion vials.
Hey guys, I got 2 healing potions.
I'll get you to make a history check as well for me, please.
9.
You do recall that there was a chest in that room, but you can't quite recall if you got that one open or not.
That's right. We needed a key. And now someone has the... No, she's gone upstairs. Damn it.
I will ritual cast Tensor's floating disc.
Okay.
Wait, how heavy is all of this stuff? Do we need a disc?
Oh, we can also transport Thavius if we have to.
How much the coins weigh?
I think 50s, 5 pounds or something. I know I have 74 coins and they weigh 1.5 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so not much.
Certainly not not too much, but the disc might be good for Thavius.
I don't know, it's just for large awkward objects. You just pile up the disc, tie 'em on.
So your ritual casting, which is what, 10 minutes?
Yep.
That might be time for others to go through and try and count out. The coins, there's quite a few coins, but you might be able to count them out over that time if you all went together on it.
Yes.
Sure.
Count the monies.
Can rock count?
You can count to blue.
Yeah, rock assists in whatever way he can. So he doesn't take a share. He doesn't care.
Okay. So Rhea, having tied up Thavius, is keeping a very stern and watchful eye over the top while each of you are going through the coffers. The 10 minutes pass relatively uneventful, while you still hear the weeping from Thavius behind. You now have your floating disc in front of you, or behind you, rather. In total, you guys have counted out 30 electrum ingots, so not electrum coins, but actual electrum bars. In total, 300 gold pieces, 200 platinum pieces, and there's the 20 blue gemstones as well.
Rock helps stack it all on the thing with Thaddeus.
Yep. Are you keeping them all in their coffers? So you're just stacking the coffers on top of the disc?
Yes.
$5, bro.
Okay. So after another 10 minutes, you get each of the 7 coffers, because one of them is now empty. That was the one that had the broken dagger. And Thavius is now kneeling on the disc, bound with his hands behind his back and essentially hog-tied.
Nice.
Rhea says, we should get this to your captain of the guard. We need to make sure that he is under protection and able to help us.
I agree, but I really want to find that vault.
Sorry, you broke out towards the end there.
So I really want to find that vault before we leave.
She looks around, looking at the open coffers, and says to you, "A vault's greater than this."
The prisoner said that there was a hidden door to a... Can't find
You keep cutting out halfway through.
it. Do I? No.
Yep.
You're okay for me.
Nah, he's just mumbling.
That should be a bit better, I think. So, sorry, yeah, everyone else can hear me.
Yeah.
James,
I can hear you, but I hear you fine, but then you just stop talking for like a second and then you come back up.
Oh, okay.
It's like as if it's not sensitive enough for your auto talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me as well.
Okay.
I also say it's worthwhile checking the rest of the sewer for dangers and threats.
Yeah, Rock agrees and walks off and starts checking the walls. Ignoring Ray.
I rock and encourage Rhea to follow.
Yeah. Guys, do we want to go up the hallway or to the left?
I'll get
Go
Rhea
to
to
the
like
left.
escort Thavius.
Yeah. I'll move them. Okay. All right. So you move out, and Rock, you are moving along the northern edge of the wall. There, yeah.
I'll assist Rock on the northern side.
Using my knowledge of stonework to analyze the walls.
I'm
He
moving
had
across the south
every
side.
brick.
Just so you know, if you've forgotten, James, the disc is tethered 20 feet away.
Okay. All right. 20 feet. Cool. All right. So you guys moving along, and Rock, you stumble across another crevice in the wall, similar to the one that you saw further back.
I
Really
Yeah.
well.
tell Hevel what I found. I'm like, Hevel, did it again. I'm a wizard. Look at this.
I don't know, man. I mean, that part of the wall looks white, whereas the rest looks like brown stripes. So
No.
really.
I figured it out. This is me. Now you go in the box.
All right, it's because you're a dwarf. You're good with rocks.
Yes.
Brock's good with rocks. All right, good job. You did well. Do you want to push the door open, or are you leaving that for someone else?
No, you're going in.
All right.
Tank.
Oh, yeah.
Just to clarify on the shield, you've put that in your backpack, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm not wielding it. I have just put it into my backpack.
Okay.
Yep, I jump across and I push open this door.
Okay. Can you make a strength check for me, please?
Oh, 19 plus 22.
You give the door a solid push, and you hear the similar scraping of the door along the ground, although not quite as loud, as the push that you've given it is making it move a bit faster and easier across. But the door opens up to you freely.
Before you do that, should we see more down the hallway?
It's yeah.
Yeah. Okay, as you guys are moving along, you see it looks to continue onwards west, but there looks to be a turn off towards the north.
Okay, continue on the secret door.
Okay. In this room, it is a 10-foot high vaulted chamber with a plaster ceiling painted with images of terrifying winged devils looking down on a symbol embedded in the room's floor. A circular disc of black stone inscribed with a 9-pointed gold star. 4 wrought iron candlesticks bristling with unlit, half-melted red candles surround the circle.
I tell Pebble to come back out. It's going to be full of imps. Let's just...
I back out slowly.
Okay.
Throw a rock in there, see what happens.
I don't want to be thrown.
What's the symbol, did you say, that it looked like was in there?
So on the floor,
Yeah.
you see it's a circular disc of black stone inscribed with a 9-pointed gold star.
Does that mean anything, 21?
How many gods are there?
As many as I want to make up.
What?
Anyone who is trying to find out information about that is free to do a religion check.
17.
Okay. So you understand that the 9 points on the star relate to the 9 layers of hell, and
Ooh.
you also, from looking up at the image on the roof that has been painted with winged devils, you recognize that they are pit fiends.
Pit. I would like to pull Thavius over and get him to look at that room from outside, not enter, and say, "What do you know about this room?"
Now, with that, so your disc is tethered to you, Thanesh. Does that mean you've got to move 20 feet away in order for him to get in position?
I do. So I will walk into the room and then 20 feet across to make the disc follow.
Sounds dangerous. I wouldn't suggest walking in there. Something about it seems ominous.
As you enter the room, your disc follows, and Thavius is now in the room.
I don't want to enter the room either. Oh, is he on the disc? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't realize. Yep. All right, sorry. Yep, you can do that.
And you ask him, what does he recognize about this room? Is that correct?
What do you know about this room? This seems ominous.
I have no idea about what this room is, or even that it existed. I didn't even know this door was in the wall until you pushed it open. To be quite frank, the only things that I've seen in this area is the vault where I was, the quarters where they're keeping me, and the pathway down to here in the cellar.
I wonder if this is somehow connected to. Okay, you know what? I say in my head, Gargath, as if like, is he still there?
Yes. How can I be of service?
What do you know about this room?
I can't quite see. I've got this bag covering me up.
I described the room to him.
So you take him out of the bag?
No, I just described the room to him.
Okay. He says that that circle that you're talking about on the floor sounds like it's used for some sort of ritual or diabolical rituals. Maybe they're trying to cast some form of spell to bring or take people out of this world.
Yeah, like a portal.
That's actually what I was thinking. Would the Nesh recognize this as a teleportation circle or some sort of place
Stargate.
where they create interplanar portals?
Stargate.
Give me a sec.
Would make sense, seeing as they had got the fiends from somewhere.
So I'll get you. So you are doing. I guess it's more of an investigation, isn't it? This is not an arcana.
Well, I'm actually,
You're
in this
investigating
case,
it.
I'm actually asking, like, is this circle used for magical teleportation spells? So,
Okay.
that's up to you. But,
I'll get you to do an investigation, Jay.
okay. $21.
Okay. You don't believe it's used for teleportation. Looking at this and looking into your history of magic you've studied, you don't believe that this is actually for that type, for portals or anything. Instead, you've heard of something that might relate more to a clerical side of magic.
Clerical in what pretense?
As in something that a cleric would know.
Like a portal to hell.
Paperwork.
All right, I'll call Hevel in and say I think this is probably more your line of profession.
All right. Well, I suppose.
And I'll
you-
sorry, I'll say that I don't believe it's used for teleportation.
Well, I feel like I've already rolled for it. So, would I know any more, or is that about it for me?
So, you've heard in the past of some spells that are used to make contact with a god or god's servants, and in order to do so, an offering needs to be put into a section.
All right. Well, I explain that to Thanesh, and I say this might be used for that, communicating with some sort of god by making an offering.
And I'll get you to make a history check as well.
Sounds like a sacrificial check.
Hevel?
No,
5.
yeah, you can't fully recall what you believe that this spell is.
All right. I would like to walk around the walls of the room and look for anything that looks out of place, like another secret door.
Okay, I'll get you to make a perception check for me, please.
16.
You make your way around the walls, and as you go along the western wall, and then as you move around the northern side, you feel the distinct cracks that you've felt in the walls before, and you do identify what you believe to be another hidden door.
I say to the others, I think there's another door here, and I go to push it open.
Okay. Everyone else, are you moving into the room with?
I'm already where I am. I take cover behind a candlestick.
Okay.
Yeah, Rock will move in.
Rhea moves in as well, but she's staying close by with Fabius. And I'll get you to make a. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I see where like Izzy and Rock are, and I just feel really like suspicious of all of this, and I'm kind of like, maybe get out of that inner square. Maybe stand next to the edge of the room. Yeah. Just don't like this room.
Okay. All right. Get you to make a strength check for me, please.
15.
All right. You push on the door, and the door opens freely. Now, give me a moment. You open up into a room, and you can see just out of the. But the room is quite dark. There's only one lantern that you can see, and it is the light that it's giving off is quite dim. You can make out what you think to be a door towards the north, but that's all you can sort of see at this point.
I cast light, and I put it on my mace, which is actually better than the mace's standard light thing. So I should be able to see in the room, and I take a step in.
Okay. As you're casting light, you can see, and this is before you step in, so I'll just step you back out. You see a man in this similar golden robes with the golden mask, with its dagger out, ready to strike you. And it's only with the light that you manage to see him in time. I'll get each of you to roll initiative for me, please.
16.
13 for Thinesh.
21.
For Rock.
And Rhea is 12.
Okay. All right. So, Izzy, you are actually the first one to act here.
Cool. Would I see him from where I am?
Which way does the stone door open?
So the stone door has opened,
The other way.
like, hang on, if I do it that way, like that. Yes. Oh,
Didn't see anything.
couldn't you? Can't you see me drawing?
No.
No.
Oh, that's lame. It's because I'm on the GM layer. Like that.
Okay.
I
Okay, so yes, Izzy, you can see that character.
Alright, I firebolt him. For trying to take a stab
don't
at
ask
him.
questions.
Yeah, okay, roll to hit.
15.
That hits, roll damage.
2 fire damage.
Ooh, very strong. Okay. One sec. Okay. Yep, your firebolt shoots off and hits the man dead on. But while the flame is engulfed, you see he's taken just a small bit damage from that. Anything else for your turn?
I'll stay here.
Okay, Hevel, you're up.
I turn to him and I look at him in a angry fashion and I say, "Fool, I speak for Gargath. Stand down."
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No. No, that would be my action. I'm not gonna
Okay. So what is the purpose of you saying? Are you trying to intimidate? Are you trying to...
Well, yeah, I'm trying to intimidate and convince him that, like, we're on his side, and if he's some sort of priest that's been trying to help summon this demon, I want him to stand down thinking I'm one of them, and then communicate with us in the fight.
Okay. I'll get
I
you to
want to pretend that I'm with them.
make a persuasion check for me, please.
Could it be? What am I better at? Oh, I'm better at persuasion, so yeah. It feels like I'm trying to intimidate him more so, but 12.
Okay. Thanesh, it's your turn.
I'll just take a couple of steps. I'll walk towards the edge of the room and just mosey my way up. I understand that the disc probably won't take the same path, but I'm just trying to make it the center, and I'll just ready a firebolt, and if anything comes charging through the door, I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay. Raya's turn.
I think Raya. Raya will walk across, and she'll I don't know, would she be one to attack, or would she maybe try and back me up and tell him to stand off? What do you think her reaction would be?
I think she will back you up for the time being, because she is as confused and wanting more answers as you are.
All right. Well, I think I would. Yeah, like from my perspective, she'd be trying to act like I was, and she's like, "You fool! Like, can't you see? He's a disciple of Gargath." Like, but then she's kind of you talk to her for her, so up to you.
Yeah. Okay. Rock, your turn.
Rock sees everyone crowding the door. Hasn't seen that there's a dude on the other side, but he's shouting going on, so figure nothing too bad this round. And doesn't trust crazy old Thaddeus in the room with the mega portal. So he's just getting ready if he does anything like suspicious, even though he is tied up and covered in gold, that something will, he'll, go and punch him one, knock him out.
Sure.
Turn into a bear and eat his face off.
Okay.
Whack him with your staff.
Thaddeus at this point is just, he's sort of muffled and because he hasn't been gagged, but he's just like tugging away at his bonds, but not too much. He doesn't look like he's trying to run away, but he's still there on the disc. Okay. The cultist in front of you turns to you, Hevel, and says, we have no allegiance to Gargath, and will instead draw his, will continue with his dagger and will attempt to strike at you. With a... does a 20 hit you?
Yeah, AC 19.
Okay.
Maybe we've had plate mail.
You got your +1 from the shield.
I know, I love that shield.
Got a chest full of platinum, you could dress in that.
I haven't got any yet. It's on the. We haven't split it.
It's in the chest.
So it's both strikes pierce into your skin. You take 8 piercing damage from the dagger's repeated attacks.
Oh, good. It's a scratch. It's fine.
You see also from the eastern side, as it's just walked under the dim green light, another cultist in the robe with the same unique looking mask has appeared. And this one instead is going to... oh man, I have to look that up, hang on. Sorry. How do I do that? Hang on. There we go. Okay, so I need you to do a wisdom saving throw. Please, Hevel.
Yep. +5 to wisdom. And I rolled a 9, so I get 14.
Okay, so you hear a spell being cast out to you, but you've yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but you felt what was going to be a bit of a grip around the outside of your body, but with enough concentration, you've pushed it off. You hear a commanding yell from the one that cast the spell at you, saying, "You get in here. These must be the culprits now." And with that, it is over to Izzy again.
I will notice that they're not responding to intimidation, so I'll do another fireball.
Okay, roll to hit.
$24.
That hits. Roll damage.
Another 2 fire damage.
Okay, yeah, fire off. Make the same contact, the same size explosion of fire across his body. You see he's taken a small amount of damage from that as well.
I will also move over here.
Okay, yep. Hevel? Sorry, no, not your turn. You see approaching from the door towards the north, Hevel. Another cultist is approached and is running out with its scimitar in hand and goes to make a strike towards you. And this time, very quickly chopping across, you weren't fast enough to get your shield in front as it just dips in and you take 2 slashing damage.
Sick.
Yeah,
You
I know that I said. Sorry. You go.
Yep. Yeah. So you had an attack ready, so this person is in your line of sight.
Yeah, I specifically said through the door, but it's up to you if you want to allow that or not.
Through the door? What do you mean?
Like if they came up to the door. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, well, okay, so that person is in line of sight of you if you want to take your reaction.
Yeah, so I'll fire that off. 18
Alright.
to hit,
That hits, roll damage.
7 fire damage.
As you see him with his blade quickly striking on Hevel, you fire off a firebolt very quickly, and you've made a solid hit to the point that it's let out a shrieking scream and looking severely hurt by it. Another one approaches out of the door, coming onto the other side of you, Hevel, and will do the same. This time, though, you manage to quickly bat away the sword with your shield. You'll also see 2 more approach from the door.
Oh, jeez.
Dudes everywhere.
Hold the door. Hold the door!
Hey, you wizards, have any of you got like just big boom AoE spells? Like this is what they're needed.
Opening up, as that door has opened up, Hevel, you can also now see that there looks to be a larger room, and there is a candlestick that you can see in the center at this point. And it is your turn as well, Hevel.
I'm going to take the dodge action and, roleplay that wise. It'll be me with just holding my shield in front of me, holding that door.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Now, should I...
Yep.
Question is, do I use my last spell slot to bring up my Shield of Faith to get an extra 2 AC on top of that?
Nah, wait for Crazy Lady to appear.
Just feel like it might be here later. All right, that will be it. I will take dodge action.
No, these are cultists. We'll be fine.
All right.
Okay, finish. Your turn.
No worries. So I'm going to move up next to Hevel. And I'm
Yep.
going to do my best to get my head over the top of his shield. And then I'm going to breathe fire northeastwardly. And try and get as many of the cultists as I can.
Okay, so... Alright.
So try and
Yeah.
go more that sort of direction. And if I hit Hevel, I'm sorry.
I think, unfortunately, the only way you're going to be able to do it, because you'd need to occupy the same space in order to cast it. And
I'm trying to do it from my space. I'm just saying I get right up to the edge. And then as best I
Would
can.
you be better off doing it from right behind Havel and just sort of accept that you're going to hit him?
No, from where I am.
Alright.
Why is that not working? Hey, there we go. That's so cool when I can do this.
Oh, you did it in the GM layer again.
Am I? No, I'm in the right layer.
I didn't see that.
So what's what breath are you doing?
Just my dragon breath. Which
Is that
is
a
DC
15?
12.
15-foot cone?
Yes.
Just waiting for it to load. Alright. Okay, so DC 12? Which DC? Sorry, Dex?
DC 12, Dex. Yep, sorry.
Okay. So Hevel, I'll get you to make a Dex saving throw with advantage, please.
Dex is negative 1, so 12.
Yep, so
Pass.
that's a pass. Luckily. So the first two cultists fail. I think they've all got shit decks. Yeah, they all fail.
This is nice to learn. I
So
deal
they, yeah,
8 damage to everyone except for Hevel, who cops 4.
there you go.
And afterwards, seeing Hevel just a little bit burnt. So, sorry.
The one right in front of the door
Oh,
immediately collapses from immediately collapses from the breath. The two very close by, ignore that fire breath, the two very close by look extremely singed and burnt, the skin quite charred from the attack, and they're very exhausted. The other cultist towards the back, taking the same amount of damage, but looks significantly more healthier than the others that have been hit.
It's more experienced. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
And I'll move by moving up. The disc would have followed as well.
Yep. Okay, so Finesse is gone. Rhea's turn.
Rhea. Actually, I don't have her up. What was her class name?
Veteran.
Veteran. She's going to pull out her crossbow because I don't think she would sense having a good opportunity to hit with her sword.
Mm-hmm.
And her heavy crossbow, she fires. We get 17.
Yep. So who's she firing at?
She will fire. Well, she'll probably go for the tougher looking guy in the bottom left corner.
Yep. Okay. And what did you say that roll was?
17.
That hits roll damage.
3 damage.
Okay. She lets loose the crossbow bolt, catches the cultist, and you see this bolt now sort of sticking in, looks to be just sort of sticking into armor underneath, but he has taken a bit of blood, a bit of damage as some blood is starting to seep out. Anything else for Raya's turn?
Nope.
Okay. So, Rock, your turn.
Rock turns around and realizes he can't get in melee range, so gets to here and this guy.
Sorry, what are you doing?
Thornwick,
On which one?
this guy.
Yep. Okay, roll to hit.
Uh,
Hello.
4.
Okay. Your whip connects and makes clean contact around the body. Now, are you dragging it towards? Is
Yep.
it a save or is it a force move?
It's a force move.
Yep.
Yeah, 1d6 piercing damage. A creature is large or small. You pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you. The aim is the door slot.
Yep. So he's now directly in front of Hevel. I've just moved the corpse off to the side, just for clarity's sake. But he is now occupying that space in front of the doorway.
And then I move back again.
Yep. Fabius is silently tugging away on the bindings, but Rhea is quite well trained and has made them very tight, so he gives up after a quick moment and just sort of watches on to the combat that's happening in front of him. And
Break out. That jerk.
And the one in the corner is instead going to point his finger at you, Hevel, and is going to say with a strong voice, "Flee." And I'll get you to make a wisdom saving throw, please, Hevel.
21.
You find
Oh, nice work.
you find that the word has had no effect on you. However, the second one does it as well. He points to you and says, "Flee." I'll get you to roll another wisdom saving throw.
16.
Again, you feel the words starting to get inside you, but you fight back. You see, what else? What are they doing? They are just going to stay there for the time being, and it is now to Izzy.
I am going to ice knife that dude right there.
The one at the back, was it? Okay. Yeah, roll to hit.
14.
That hits. Roll your damage.
So that's 3 bludgeoning damage.
So as the ice knife contacts into that mask, the cultist immediately starts falling backwards with a look of unconsciousness on it. The ice explodes into shatter. And now I guess everyone at 5 foot does a dex save, was it?
Yep.
What's the DC?
14.
They all pass minus this one.
Yeah. Well, he takes 2d6 cold damage. Which is 5 cold damage.
And while the others are slightly more alert, as I haven't taken as much damage, this one is still trying to bat away the smouldering hairs in front of his face from this flame breath, cops shrapnel of ice over his face and drops instantly. Anything else for your turn?
That's it.
Okay. Hevel, you see another approach the doorway with its scimitar out, but can't quite get past to help.
Gee.
But another one enters with his scimitar drawn and goes to make a strike at you. And it's a good thing you're still dodging. As his blade goes to chop down, but you expertly sidestep it. You see deeper into the room what looks to be 2 more bodies as well.
There's more of them. It's a horde.
Yep, so Izzy's gone, they've gone. Hevel, your turn.
I'm going to take the dodge action again.
Sure. Dinesh, you're up.
I will throw a firebolt at the guy at the front.
Sure.
Oh,
roll
actually,
to-
that'd be disadvantage.
It will be.
Will be. We're hitting with my staff instead.
Okay. Yep, roll to hit.
20 non-natural.
That hits roll damage.
Or bludgeoning damage.
Okay, you make a very loud thud as you contact with the side of his body, reaching over the top of Hevel's shield. This guy's starting to get a little bit exhausted from these hits that are constantly striking him.
Nice.
Anything else for your turn? Yep.
Nice.
Okay. Rhea.
Well, she never has good luck with the crossbow, so she's going to drop it and pull her longsword and do her multi-attack.
Sure. Okay. Roll both attacks.
She gets 17 for the first and 18 for the second.
They both hit. Roll damage.
Uh, 19, yeah.
So Rhea, giving up on the crossbow, pulls out her sword and with quick ferocity makes 2 very loud war crime screams as if she's letting out all of this anger from Thavius's confession, and instantly chops open a large gaping wound on the chest and the neck of this cultist. You see blood pour out as he drops instantly to the ground.
I kind of like turn with my shield. I'm like, that's intimidating.
Anything else for Rhea?
No.
Okay. Rock, your turn.
Rock turns back around, notices the wizard's still in the way. So he rummages through his bag, pulls out one of the bottles of perfume, and flogs it at the guy at the back. He's literally got nothing else he can do.
All right. Fuck. How do we do this? Where's your character sheet? Man, I've never done this.
Probably looking for improvised weapon.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, improvised. All right.
Depending on the object.
Yeah, roll to hit.
I've rolled a 14. I don't know
What your proficiency is. Well, 14 hits. So
what's my proficiency with perfume.
that hits. Roll 1d4.
Does it get alcohol as well? I got a 4, guys. Range damage is a 4. Yeah.
Does that make him highly flammable now?
you lob this perfume bottle and you see it instantly shatter onto his head with the sheer force that you've thrown it at this cultist. You do see some droplets of liquid, but he looks surprisingly shaken from the contact. It was a very solid glass bottle, and for it to shatter, it needed to have been thrown hard.
I turn back to watching Fabius because I don't trust him.
wise.
Okay. Fabius, he is looking very defeated and sort of gives out just a heavy sigh as he just sits there, just looking on to the combat that's happening. And okay, the cultist in the corner is going to once again point his finger towards you,
Give
Hevel,
up.
and say, "Flee" once more, and I'll get you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Natural 20.
Oh shit!
Yes, you find a word.
Screenshot it.
You are stalwart in your composure, and the word has no effect.
I'm screenshotting it.
Fucking Photoshop job.
Okay. This gone, and it is back around to Izzy.
There you go.
Lies and slander.
I don't really want to burn my last level 2 slot fighting them. Unless, should I?
No,
Alright.
we don't know where the big lady is.
There's a big lady. You already killed the dude.
No, remember the lady got away? The Duke?
No, she didn't. She knocked you unconscious, and then you killed her in return.
Yeah.
I thought someone got away. No?
She escaped into the other room, but then we caught up with her
Oh.
and eventually killed her.
Here's me being like holding back, thinking that she's coming.
I'm thinking there might be more fiends around. I will move here, get a better line of sight of that one in the corner, and I'll just firebolt him.
Sure, roll to hit.
Shit, 9.
You shoot off this fireball, but it goes in between him and the other cultists and strikes the wall on the back. The dimly lit corner is now... Well, no, it's still illuminated by Hevel's mace, so yeah, it's still light. Okay, anything else?
I'll move back one.
Okay. All right. Hevel, you see... Oh, let me move this one. See the one in the corner approach you and goes to strike at you with his sword. But you cleanly dodge it as the guy next to him does the same. Again, you've managed to bat away the sword as it comes through with your shield. You're being very well prepared for both. You see the two that were in the room towards the north. They make their way in, and each of the three of you produce they produce their scimitars as well, ready to strike at a moment's notice.
They're not intimidated by the pile of dead at the door.
No, they don't appear to be.
Fools.
It is your turn, Hevel.
I'm going to take the dodge action.
Sure. I think that we've had this scenario once before in this game.
The zombies in the sewer.
Finish, your turn. You are muted with your action.
I am muted. I'd like to use stick on cultists.
Okay.
No, you meant to move away.
You
Do you want me to move? Did Rock call out for me to move away?
I was boarding through a perfume bottle.
Well, if Rock hasn't called out, then Dinesh doesn't know to move. So, using stick on cultist.
Okay, roll to hit.
19.
That hits. Roll damage.
And bludgeoning damage.
You said 10, yeah?
10 damage. Yep.
So this fully healthy cultist that have run forward, met by this very pointy end of this staff, has now just been protruded into his skull and removed as he drops dead instantly.
Oh, the unlucky new guy.
That's it. The red shirt guy. Anything else for your turn?
Nah.
Okay.
Get in there and tank.
Rhea, sorry.
Oh, that's annoying. All right. Well, she doesn't have range on anyone, so she's gonna, in her like aggravated state, scream at them and be like, "Come on! I want more!"
Could she ready an attack for the next person to step in by the door?
Yeah, that's true. I always forget that she can prepare. You know what? It's too late. She's done it. She screamed at them in her bloodthirst.
Okay. So she's gone. Rock, your turn.
Rock Thorn Whips, the top guy. No, this guy. Yeah, Rock Thorn Whips this guy.
You'd need to move up one space to do that.
But I want him to come into that space.
Yeah, but you can't see him from where you are.
Rock moves to here. And Thorn Whips this guy.
You would need to move there.
Will he Thorn Whip to this spot if I pull him?
He will thorn whip to that spot if you hit. He'll be in front of the door.
But it's 10.
So can it go through people? Like, because...
I don't know, it just says 10 feet. Up to you.
It can pull
Depends how
through.
vigorously Hevel is dodging.
I said I was holding the shield up, like blocking the doorway.
Well, roll to hit on your thorn whip.
14 plus 4, 8.
That hits, roll damage.
1.
Probably dies before it gets pulled out the door.
Okay. As a thorn whip just manages to wrap around the arm of the cultist, you do some damage as it seeps into the arm, and you only manage to pull him to in front of the door as Hevel pushes him back with the shield that he's holding ready for his dodge. But bringing it in range does enable Rhea to take her reaction if she wishes. Her prepared attack.
I kind of said that she wasn't going to do that.
Oh, didn't you? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
like we suggested that, but I was like, oh, you know what? I've already made her like scream at them.
You're right. That's fine. Okay.
Does
But the
Rock
cultist...
tell Thanesh to move?
Rock doesn't feel it obvious. We've been buddies for years. You should know. He doesn't do range.
Okay. So Fabius is just still watching onto the fight that's going on.
Creep.
Could at least give us some positive words of encouragement.
Okay. This cultist in the doorway is going to... Hang on. I need to get that up. Is instead going to reach out to you, Hevel, and is going to touch you. Now, you only have... oh no, it's still disadvantage. But as his hand rests on you, you feel no damage come through as you recognize the attack as inflict wounds, one that you do yourself, but does not make contact enough with you to do any damage.
Nasty.
Was that the one that looked like it had more health than everyone else?
Yes.
For me, that's 4d10 spell slot 2.
Okay, and it is now back to Izzy.
Alright. Yeah, I'll just firebolt the dude in front at the doorway.
Okay, roll to hit.
14.
That hits, roll damage.
8 fire damage.
As you shoot off one of your strongest fireballs for this session, it makes the same contact into its body, this time engulfing more of the cultists. You hear a high-pitched squeal and scream as the flames engulf and then subside. And you see charred parts of the cultist's neck underneath the mask and robe.
He's burnt pizza. Everyone, take a slice.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. One of these cultists is going to move down and is going to make a strike at you, Hevel. Although unsuccessfully flinging his sword towards you, you bat it away and is now currently disarmed. The second one, however, as you've done this bat, you have opened up a section of your body ready to be struck, and he's made contact with you.
Cool.
As you take 2 slashing damage.
Beautiful.
The other 2 cultists are still standing at the ready, trying their best to defend and push through everything that is going on in front of them. And it is over to Hevel. Your turn.
I'd like to take the dodge action.
Okay. You are expertly continuing to dodge.
And I laughed at the guy that was disarmed.
He's looking very nervous. Thanesh, your turn.
As Rock moves over to the east side of the room, Thanesh sees him out of his peripheral vision, and they lock eyes for a second, and Thanesh realizes just how this huge amount of passive aggression coming from Rock, and sheepishly understands what's going on, and so he will move south. Wrong thing. So I will just move back a couple of spaces.
Okay.
Yeah, if that provokes an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, as you're moving back, the cultist in front of the door is going to quickly reach out with his dagger, and is hitting you.
Yep.
Can you get past my shield?
Yeah.
And I will smash it away with my reaction. So 16 AC.
And still pushes through your magical barrier and hits you for 3 piercing damage as the tip of the blade just gets through.
At least it was a tickle.
But you have now moved away.
Yeah, and I will return with a fireball.
Okay, roll to hit.
Natural 20. Wasn't
Ooh.
Hevel for a change.
Roll your crit.
First one was a 1. 2 damage. I'm not kidding. Double 1s.
On what, a D8?
A D10.
Oh, that is brutal.
Didn't we have a thing where if you get a 1, you can re-roll?
That's
I
for
think-
HP. Rolling for HP.
Yeah. God, that'd be OP.
2
There's a
damage
feat that
critical.
if, say, he took the fire elementist, it would turn 1s into 2s.
So you feel this sudden power surge within your hand as you shoot off this bright blazing fireball, but every inch that it moves, it very quickly subsides into a small pebble-sized ball that contacts into the face of the cultist, burning away at the eyes underneath.
I got him in the eye, guys.
His eyebrows.
It is Rhea's turn now.
She continues her bloodlust and swings with her multi-attack.
Okay, yeah, roll.
In the middle.
Yep.
In front of me. 23 for the first one. And a natural 1 for the second.
Ooh, okay, roll the first one to hit. Yep.
7 damage.
Okay. And I'll get you to roll the second one as well. As a hit.
8 damage.
She dropped it on her toe.
No, so the first one manages to make a clean contact with the cultist, and it's a blinding bloodlust. But with her second strike, she's opens her eyes and sees the mistake coming at hand as she tries to pull back, but she's put too much strength into the strike and contacts on your back, Hevel, and hits you for half of that damage. So 4.
Brutal.
Pretty brutal.
Her blinding bloodlust is starting to take a little too much hold on her as her anger is raging inside.
I'm down to 7 HP, guys.
You can do it.
Okay, she lets out a flurry of quick apologies after seeing what she's done. You see a level of fear in her face.
I grit my teeth and I'm like, oh.
Okay, Rock, your turn.
If the guy in the middle was a pizza, how many slices would he have left?
He's looking severely beat up.
I turn into a hyena.
Okay. It's looking like you've eaten a bunch of the pepperoni off top. Okay.
Just leaves all the other stuff. So I turn into a hyena, run to here.
Yep.
And then try to eat his face out.
Roll to hit.
23.
That hits. Roll damage.
Uh, 11.
So give me a sec. Is it a hyena or is it a giant hyena?
Giant, sorry. Yeah.
I just need to check something on real quick. Okay, all right, so you bite down with expert precision, and the charred face and neck that has been hit by so many fireballs just crumbles instantly under your quick bite as you rip the throat out. Now, given that you've used your bonus action to wild shape, I don't believe you're able to use your rampage.
Isn't that another bonus action? Because that rampage can technically continue for eternity. If
Are
I
you
can
sure?
keep it going. Yeah, that's why I go the hyena.
You only
It
get
says-
a single bonus action in a turn, regardless of your shapeshift, I believe. So because you've shapeshift, yeah, you can't spend your bonus action to the
I thought you got bonus actions as things say bonus action. Like it says, as a bonus action, you may.
Yes,
No,
or-
different.
so on your turn, you can do 4 things. You have 1 free action, 1 action, 1 bonus action, and 1 reaction. So they're the things you can do, unless you've got a feat or anything that says that you can do an additional something as part of your action or as part of your bonus action. But this one doesn't. So because you've used your bonus action, you can't rampage at this time.
Because the reason I always went for a hyena is because everything says that you can just chain these things and kill a horde of kobolds in one round. That's literally why everyone goes.
Yeah, but usually you were a hyena before you did that.
They might be. Yeah, we'll check it up after the game. But my understanding is you only get 1 bonus action. If you had an ability which was just straight, you can now rampage and do something else immediately afterwards. That'd be fine. But if it says that you have to spend your bonus action, well, you only get 1 of those a turn. And like another example is a rogue. Like they can spend the dodge, dash, and whatever else bonus action and 2 weapon fight. So if going by yours, if you had many, well, that mean the rogue every turn could dodge, dash, and disengage all in the 1 turn, and then use his action to 2 weapon fight.
Yeah, I'm just going with the way that this was played out. But yeah, sure. I killed
Yeah,
I agree.
We'll check it up afterwards.
Multiple bonus actions.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll talk about it after. But at this time, you've killed that that cultist, and you notice that each of the other cultists, from seeing you appear, and after having that stronger cultist die, they all look terrified. Thavius is starting to move around slightly, and Thanesh, you hear the tinkling of coins as they're shifting on the disc.
Okay.
Okay, back to you, Izzy.
I will. I'll move back here so Fitz knows that I'm watching, but then I'm gonna just fireball him.
Sure. Yep, roll to hit.
22.
That hits. Roll damage.
5 fire damage.
As you launch off this firebolt, you catch this cultist directly in the chest, and you see as the flame subsiding in the distance, the cultist drops down to the ground as well.
And then I just sort of give Thaddeus a very smirky smile.
Okay, it is now the cultist's turn, and from seeing all the bodies now piled up into the room and everyone dropping, and now this giant hyena with blood dripping out of its fangs, it's immediate. They're all immediately going to try and retreat. Okay, so this one is going to move away. Hevel, you may take an attack of opportunity if you wish.
Has to be a melee action, doesn't it?
Yes. Unless you've readied another thing.
Whoa, 24.
That hits. Roll your damage.
7.
Okay. As he's running away, you strike heavily onto his back, causing him to stumble. Just manages to hold his composure, but is fleeing in terror. The other one is going to continue to run away as well. They've moved forward north into the room and are currently out of sight.
Do we see which way they ran? They ran straight up.
They ran into the north room, yes. Okay, so they've gone. Hevel, it is your turn.
Well, I'll break my dodge and I'll rush forward.
Yep. Give me a sec. You see what looks to be a barracks, and the 3 cultists are all pushing in fear, trying to get through the door at the top. They haven't been able to successfully open the door yet.
I'm going to move to that position.
Yep.
And I'll cast Word of Radiance. So Constitution save 13.
The top 2, even in their feared state, managed to pass, but this 3rd one here fails.
Right. So I rolled 3 times in anticipation. The first 2 was a 4 and then a 2, and the last one was a 6. So the 3rd one, that's a 6.
As he cops the full radiant damage from that, and is looking extremely beat up from it. Thanesh, your turn.
I will rush forward as well, so I will I'll pop another 5 foot just to the side as well, and I will cast a bonfire at the door.
Okay. Yep. There's now a bonfire cackling under the door. Now, do they have to do? It's been a while since we've done
It
this.
is dexterity save, I believe, 12.
So until the spell ends, any creature in the when you cast the spell. Okay.
Dex 13. Sorry.
Passes.
Raging bonfire there.
Yep. Okay. Finish is gone. It was Ray's turn.
Rhea will move to that location. She'll try to grapple the dude that's standing in front of the door.
Okay. Yeah. Make a strength or so make an athletics or a dex. So it'll just be either a strength or a dex, whichever
Yep.
one you want.
She'll go strength, and she gets 22.
The cultist is being grappled successfully by her. She's holding a strong grip with one hand, holding him over the bonfire.
Yep. So she's going to attempt to hold him there in blocking the door.
Yep.
And preventing him from, like, trying to move the door as well if it's still closed.
Of course. Okay. Rock, your turn.
Rock will go and like this guy here's still alive, yeah?
Yep.
He will munch his face.
Yes. Okay. So roll to hit.
At 11.
Ooh. That hits. Roll your damage.
12.
Oof. Is already badly damaged. Cultist easily collapsed under your attack as you bit down. You're free to rampage. He's died.
Ray is holding the one in front of the door, correct?
Yep.
Alright. I will spend my movement to go to there and bite the other one.
Yep. Roll to hit.
Aw, 8.
Unfortunately, you don't quite manage to get a clean grip as you grab onto just some hanging clothes off his body. You grab onto the robe and bite down, but feel no flesh under your mouth.
You lick him instead.
Yeah, gently caress the leg. Thavius, still getting used to the shaking of the disc as it's been pulling him along, is just sort of looking around at the carnage in front of him. You know, the bodies that are now collapsed in that doorway. Which, by the way, is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh god, maybe not that many, but there's a lot of bodies there. Okay, and it's back to you, Izzy.
I will move to here.
Yep.
Do I see anything more down this hallway?
I always forget where I put the first one. Okay, you see another doorway off towards the southeastern side.
And then I will look up and firebolt him.
Okay, yeah, roll to hit.
18.
That hits, roll your damage.
5.
As you let loose this firebolt, while he's heavily distracted by this hyena biting down, you catch him clear in the chest as he lets out one final howl and scream and drops down dead in front of the hyena. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. This cultist is going to try its best to free itself from Rhea's grip. What's the save on grappling again?
The strength check against Rhea. So you
Oh,
both
okay,
make a
yes.
strength check, I believe.
Yeah, so if Rhea can do a strength check.
She's 13.
Okay. The cultist manages to, with the amount of fear that's in its body, push with ungodly strength and release the grip that's on him. But try as he might, the door is swinging inwards, and he can't swing it past the bonfire in time while he's panicking. His turn is going to end on top of the bonfire.
Dex 13.
He fails.
2 bonfire damage.
You hear these very quick, exaggerated breaths coming from him as he feels the fire overtaking his legs. And onto you, Hevel.
I'll swing with my mace.
Roll to hit.
22.
That hits. Roll your damage.
8.
As you see the cultist in front of you starting to hyperventilate from the adrenaline, the fear, and the fire seeping in, you give a swift, unblocked hack to the side of his head, hitting the temple and seeing the light fade from his eyes underneath the mask straight away. He collapses dead, smoldering away with the campfire underneath.
I'll drop concentration on the campfire.
Yep. As after the concentration has dropped and a few moments have passed, combat is now finished for the time being. As is now a mess of cultist robes and masks and bodies all around you. Give me a sec to quickly tally up the XP for you.
Oh, they changed the character menu again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
like
nice addition.
every time we play at the moment.
Yeah, they're pushing out the updates. It's been good.
It's like they've got nothing to do but work.
Okay, I'll get you to each add 270 XP. So I'll just bring the mess of bodies back in there. Okay, you all take a bit more notice to your surroundings, and you see the room that you're in is a. Where is it? 33. It is a quarters. The room's lit by 2 tall wrought iron candlesticks, and each of them are topped with the 9 flickering candles. You see 10 wooden bunk beds, next to which you see a number of footlockers as well.
I loot the room.
Okay, I'll get you to make
should
it.
go and start going through footlockers.
Okay.
I'll
Look
start
at
on the northern side.
Yeah.
Rocky will poke his head out the door and just make sure that no one's out there, and then close the door with his
Okay.
claws.
Rhea might keep an eye on Thavius.
Alright, so Rhea returns down to Thavius to make sure that he's not trying to do anything that he's not meant to. As you look out to the door, you see that the path continues onwards to the west. There is a door directly in front of you that is closed, and the path off to the east as well that was described to you previously by Thanesh. Thanesh and Izzy, did you guys roll a perception check?
No, not yet.
11.
Okay.
Thavius should be dragged into the room now.
Oh yes, he should.
Got a 3.
I'll just put him in the center. Okay, as you both go through, each of the footlockers look to contain general commoner's clothes. A quick deduction makes you think that these are the clothes that belong to the people when they're not in here in their cultist robes. You find nothing of value.
Okay. And it's gone through all of the footlockers.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Side,
do
not just one at a time.
Yep.
Alright. I'll check the bodies in the room we're currently in.
I'll check the other room.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get you to make perception checks again, please.
4.
15.
Okay. In total, so Thanesh, you go through and all you can find is the unique golden masks that they were each wearing, and nothing under the robes and their scimitars that they were using. So there's 3 scimitars, 3 golden unique masks, and the robes. Izzy, you go through and you find in total 5 scimitars and 7 golden masks and 2 daggers.
A paw.
Dinesh, do you want the daggers?
Yes, I will have the daggers.
And the big spellcaster had nothing special on him.
He did not.
I'll pick up 2 scimitars. They might have resale value.
Okay. All right. What else would you guys like to do?
If we're done,
Evel?
Like if we're going to continue on, I'm probably going to burn my last spell slot on a heal. I'm really suspicious about that room with that weird portal thing, but I feel like if we toy with it... Oh, there's another room.
Yep.
Actually.
Little one off the side.
Yeah.
Thanesh is eager to get back to trying to find that. He's convinced that there's a secret door to the vault down that southern wall.
Right. I feel like we've hit the vault, but I'm happy to explore the rest of this sewer. And I want to check that other room as well. And I'm going to give myself a heal. And I heal myself for 8.
Okay.
do we want to have a look at the room beside us?
Rock. Sorry. Rock, did you give 2 healing potions out to one of us before? Or did you just shout out and we didn't respond?
He only gave me a good berry.
Yeah, I gave Fuzzy a good berry. I've still got the healing potions.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go check.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only gold Rock doesn't care about.
Alright.
All right. Opening the door.
I cast light on my mace again when I open the door.
Dinesh does the same on his staff.
Okay, you push open the door freely, and in here you see 4 wooden wardrobes, and they're standing up against the walls. Otherwise, the room is looking very blank.
Ooh, let's have a look at their clothes.
Yeah, let's check the wardrobes.
Okay. So I'll get each of you to make a perception check, for me, please.
Natural 1.
13.
I got a 15 again.
12.
Okay. So Rock, Thanesh, and Hevel, you each go along the western wall and try one of the wardrobes. Find they're completely blank. Izzy, you open up the one towards the south, and you see in there 4 sets of black robes and 4 unique gold devil masks.
I take a black robe and I offer the others one.
Heresy.
I'd take a gold mask because it looks cool.
Okay, if you take one of those items, just add it to your inventory.
Is it actual gold or is it just like painted gold? Like when I pick it up, is it heavy?
It doesn't feel like the gold coins that you've felt before.
Yeah. Upon feeling the quality, Rock discards it.
Okay. There's also a door on the eastern wall.
All right.
Dinesh goes out the eastern wall, makes his way back to the south.
Yep.
And then continues checking along the southern side here.
You don't think that was it?
Hey? Dinesh is
You don't-
convinced. The prisoner said that there were 3 secret doors, and there was 2 on the southern side of the southern chamber. At least that's what I thought he said. There was definitely one on the southern side of the southern corridor.
I
So
agree with
Dinesh is
that,
looking for that.
and I assist.
Okay. As you guys move along, you see straight ahead of you that there is a crumbled wall that looks to have collapsed in as you move further towards the western side, but you do see a path branch off towards the north. Going through Tanesh and Izzy, I'll get you guys to make a perception check.
Oh, something good. I got 15.
I beat you. I got 19.
As you're both feeling along the walls as you move down to try and analyze it, you can't see any more crevices or cracks or anything that indicates a secret door as it was described to you by Valister.
Hey, alright. So the collapsed area, do I see anything interesting at the end here?
You just see rubble, small trickles of water coming up from underneath the rubble, but it looks very dense and compacted in.
Okay. Alright. Convinced that I've missed something, I head back into the vault room and check around the walls of the vault room.
Yep. So going around the walls and the vault room, you do not find anything. You do not find any more crevices or cracks or openings.
Okay. Okay.
Dinesh, as a wizard, don't you have find treasure? A spell?
Sadly, I do not have that. That would be very useful.
I'm regretting not grabbing that last cultist and interrogating him about that portal room.
Well, we will soon be outnumbered anyway. I messaged Gareth. What's his name?
Gargath?
Gargath. I say, Gargath, we have been told there's a vault around here. Is there? That we didn't pull you from?
He replies, "You mean the vault where you got me from? That is the only vault I'm aware of in here."
I thank you. Gargath says he was in the vault, which we looted.
I turn to Izzy and I'm like, you risk a lot when you talk to him. He may corrupt you. Don't trust him.
Alright. Dinesh is going to continue just to search the walls and as he goes up and down.
Yep. You're searching through and you can't find any other resemblance of a secret door. Convinced that you heard that there was a third one, you think there could be one maybe beyond the crumble, but you can't get through it. Okay, as you guys move through and see more of this northern passage, you see it just branches off. It's off to the north. You've got the small streams that are branching off where the water is running through, but not a path that you can take.
I casually glance at the walls. See if there's more secrets that we don't know about.
Sure, I'll get you to each make perception checks as you're moving along.
I got
Hey.
9.
Oh, I got a crit.
Okay. So, Rock Finesh, you're moving along quite fast, getting a bit frustrated that you're not finding any more. Izzy, as you walk through, you feel with with absolute confidence that you can't see any more cracks or crevices or anything that indicates the secret door along this section. Sorry, Hevel, I'm not sure if you wanted to come along for the ride there. I just did a click and drag.
Yep.
Okay, you've moved on. Still not seeing any more indications of any other secret doors, but Rock, you've now approached a door there.
I start yapping at the door, unable to open it, I assume, with my force.
Oh yeah.
I use Mage Hand to open the door if it's unlocked.
As you guys approach, you hear from the disc behind you, Thavius pipes up and he says, "This is the quarters that I was staying in." And you find that you're actually able to push open the door. Rock.
I do that.
Okay, and you see in this room wrought iron candlesticks topped with flickering candles as they light this room. It's heated by a cast iron stove with clawed feet. Across from the crackling stove is a modest desk with a matching chair. Other furnishings include a small table and a chair for dining, a bed, an iron chest resting at the foot of the bed, and 2 tapestries. One showing spirits rising as lemur devils from the river Styx, and another depicting a dead man dangling like a marionette from hooked chains.
I'll walk far enough in so Thavius follows.
I kind of like say to Thavius, "Hey, what's in the chest?"
He says to you, "Only things that were on my body when I came into town."
Cool.
I'll open the chest.
That's not specific.
Let's see.
The chest opens up, and you see some clothes that are in the bottom of the chest. But resting on top is it's a silver pendant shaped like a right-handed gauntlet on the end of a silver chain.
Does it just look like like just an heirloom, or does the symbol mean anything to the...
So, not to you, but as you pull it out, Rhea pipes up and says, "Why are you not wearing your symbol of Torn?" And this is directed towards Thavius. And he responds, "It was distracting during my studies."
I'll throw the pendant to Rhea.
As she catches it and pockets it, saying, "If you're not going to wear it, then I will keep this holy symbol."
Nice.
I sit at the desk, put my feet up, and search it.
Okay, make a perception check for me, please.
There are books on the desk.
No,
3.
there's no books on the desk, and it's just a plain reading desk. There's no drawers that you can see.
Did you say Torm was the symbol?
Torm, Torm.
Torm.
So it is the god that Rhea follows, as well as you understand, Thavius. Rhea has previously described to you Thavius as a priest of Torm.
Go and check the mattress. See if stuffed in it or underneath.
Sure, make a investigation check.
He's looking for contraband.
12.
You lifting up the mattress, pulling off all the blankets, pulling away the pillows. You find nothing but but the sheets.
Not even any
Okay.
dirty scrolls.
No dirty scrolls. I apologize.
Alright. Satisfied with nothing else there, so I'll leave and continue on.
Okay, so what we might do is I think we'll end our session in that room there, given that it's 10:30 and I'm pretty wrecked. I've still got a bit more work to do tonight, so I thought I'd better get that out of the way. So I think we'll end our session there, and then next session we'll let you guys continue with your exploration.
Easy done.
Very good. Well done.
Save your spell slots. We're gonna get jumped again.
I think we've dealt with the majority of stuff. Maybe
Twice.
something a bit weird might be left, but
I wouldn't be
might
surprised
be
if
good.
there's another abomination fiend in one of these rooms. Just a
So there's 3 doors and a hallway, so you know. Alright, I'm going to bed. Oh, I'm so
no
tired.
worries.
Yeah, me too. Well,
Yep.
I'll go do some work and I'll go to bed.
Alright, catch us next week.
says
Years later.
See you guys.